It's no longer 5 minutes, it's 2 minutes. So,
Nice.
and we are live. We grab the tweet.
Let me see. Good to hear. Let's hope your execution matches your enthusiasm. I've got a job for you if you're looking to keep busy. Here are the details. Greetings, and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizens with members of the community. Today I'm joining my co-host, Abby Johan. I didn't ask you if I had your name right before, my bad, but I just copied it from Discord. Hopefully that name is the way you like it.
No, you got it perfect, man. Thank you so much. Good to be here.
Okay. Good, glad to have you. How have you been? It's been a while.
It has been some time. Really good. It's been a busy season. Haven't been as deep in SC as I have been at some points, but I've always tracking it. It's like my newspaper, you know. It's one of those things where it's like you wake up in the morning, you got to check all of your different Star Citizen sources, and then you get going with your day.
How many sources do you check?
Okay, so I check Star Citizen leaks. I know. I check that first.
I'm disappointed.
I know. I just they have it all in like a bot format, and I don't look at any of the chat or anything like that. Just the stuff that's automatically output. That's like scrolling to see whenever a Star Citizen dev posts anything to Twitter, whenever they post anything to the website, like or post anything to Reddit. So like that way I can see it like right away. So it's kind of nice. And then I have it's like two accounts on my Twitter that I actually have notifications for. And it's one of them is the Star Citizen,
Obviously, yeah.
the Star Citizen account, because like I just want to know when they post something. You never know.
Well, before I get too far ahead, I just want to say today is June 23rd, 2022, and don't forget you can join us in Discord if you want to chat with us. This is a community talk show, so click the link below. I'll put the link in YouTube chat. There it is. For my week, I am now one episode behind on Obi-Wan. I think the next Obi-Wan is the last episode of Obi-Wan for this season. Or if there is another
I am too, so no spoilers, people.
No, yeah. And I started watching Miss Marvel, so I'm one episode behind on that too. And
that show is just so like, it's so like refreshing. It feels like it feels like drinking like a just a refreshing drink or something like that. It's just got a lot of nice energy about it. Nice.
And I just want to say, it's not necessarily a bad idea, but it's almost a bad idea to watch Miss Marvel right after you watch Obi-Wan, because the tonal shift is so jarring. When it's not super dark, but when it's dark, and when it's super happy, so it's a bit of a switch.
So, but
Yeah.
I watch them one after the other.
Yeah. Sometimes though you need a palate cleanser. Like if you watch something that's like really dark, you're just like, I just need something to like bring me back up so I can go to bed without like, having
it just caught me off
having
guard.
existential dread.
Yeah, it just caught me off guard. And I started I started a new game. It's called Auto Gear Fusion. It's a futuristic sci-fi game with mech
Oh, nice.
fighting. So I'm enjoying it way more than I did Diablo Immortal. I did not enjoy Diablo Immortal. I'm tempted to try Diablo 3, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to handle all the mouse clicking.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. But it's just like I don't think you're one of the only people that hates it. I feel like that's just been.
I didn't hate it.
rampant.
It's just not for me.
Some people some people legit hate it.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't hate it. I just wasn't for me. That's all.
Yeah.
And hey, everybody in chat, DJ Griffin, Potton Face, Kaizen, Abby, obviously, and Skyscraper. How are y'all doing? So you ready for me to do my thing? Oh, this is your
Please
first
do.
time here, so yeah, you know what I typically do, right?
Oh yeah, you
Okay,
you usually give me a
monologue.
reference or give Griff a reference, and then he has to decode it.
Yeah. So here we go.
I'm curious if I can get it this time though.
Here we go. Nothing on Corner 3, aka Central, is natural. We have always filled the gap in the genome with the DNA of other animal. And if the genetic code was pure, many of them would look quite different. But you didn't ask for reality, you asked for more teeth.
Jurassic Park.
Nope.
What? I could have sworn that was Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna drag other people down for you to see if they can guess it.
Yeah, bring them in. I could have sworn that was Jurassic Park.
I'm joined by Elmo Kusanagi, Dark Knight, 75, Fish Face, I was Button, and Cotton Face. Did anyone else have a guess? If you want me to read it again, it's pretty quick. I can read it again if people want, but
Wait a
anyone
minute, yeah.
have a guess?
Hey, one more
Yeah.
time. Read
One more
again.
time.
One more time. One more.
Yeah, one more time.
Nothing on Corner 3, aka Central, is natural. We have always filled the gaps in the genome with the DNA of other animals. And if the genetic code is pure, many of them will look quite different. But you didn't ask for reality, you asked for more teeth.
That's Jeff Goldblum, isn't it?
Nope.
Park.
From Jurassic. No.
Nope, Kaizen
I
got
guess
it.
Jurassic Park already.
Kaizen
Is that
got it.
Westworld?
Kaizen has it.
Oh, it's Jurassic World? Are you kidding me?
Jurassic World?
You gotta give that to me, fast card. You gotta. I've been a Michael Crichton stan since like I was in middle school. Don't even. You're taking that one. This isn't even Michael
You said
Crichton though.
Jurassic
This is
Park.
like
That's
this
the
is like
answer.
Michael, like watered down with like 5 gallons.
Kai's got that memory bank going on.
Kai's on it, man. Kai's
Yeah.
always on it. He knows a
Yeah.
lot more than we.
I know.
That's great, but you know what? If you have to be on it to get Jurassic World, like I feel kind of bad for you because that means you had to watch Jurassic World.
Oh well, I guess you gotta feel bad for me.
All right. So
I didn't
before we
do
kick things off, let's offer congratulations. So Troy Heiberg got married in April. I got the wrong title up there, but we'll fix that in a moment. So yeah, congratulations to Troy Heiberg for her marriage. Congrats.
Congrats.
Hey,
Yes, yes.
All right. So with that, actually, yeah, Abby, but before we move on, you have any advice for a newly married couple?
Oh, me? Well, yeah, I guess. Like don't hang on to your anger, I guess. Like this is getting serious. This isn't really a joke, but like legit one thing that my mom told me was just like don't go to bed angry with your partner. Like,
yeah.
try to resolve whatever you got going on, or at least make
That's
a
right.
plan to resolve it.
That's right. How long you been married, Abdi?
Since 2014. Actually, our anniversary is on the 20th.
Mine was
Happy anniversary.
a few days ago on the
Happy
19th.
anniversary.
12
Aw.
years. And here's my
Wow.
advice. She's right.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's funny coming from a divorced man. The person that makes that rule, don't go to bed angry, is the one that usually breaks it. I'm just saying.
Nice.
Alright, so we got a
Anyway.
sneak peek. The subtitle is I Could Feel the Energy. And I asked our good friend Admiral Kusanagi if he could do some investigative report. You have that report, Kusanagi?
I do, Fast Card, I do. I believe that to be the Parallax electron gun, the Volt Parallax gun. I will post that here so everybody can see it. And this, of course, is the, I think, what originally was shown. And you'll notice the kind of the red accents on it, the blue and the black. It's got the same kind of trigger setup. And I think just this is the upgraded version.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say the picture you just posted. That kind of looked like a toy, but the sneak peek looks, real for Star Citizen.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, the original, and I think this is the more updated version.
Very interesting.
So I believe that's the Volt Parallax.
Good find, man.
yeah, big time. That's awesome.
You can show it on in the. I don't see it in the screen yet.
I clicked on it myself, but yes, he put it in YouTube chat.
Oh, you want me to post it up there? Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, just so I don't know if people can see that in the video once this is published.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. I'll move the window real quick. There you go.
Yeah. Looks real similar, like that little red. I don't know what you'd call that. Lever of some sort, I guess.
Yeah, even if like
Or
you
clamp.
follow you look at the red and black wires, they're kind of like just
Yeah.
strewn all the way through it.
I mean,
And if
it
you
looks
go-
like something. It looks like something Drake made.
I was just about to say that.
Right? I'm gonna say that.
Really? I feel like it
Didn't
looks so
say that.
clean. It looks a little too plastic for Drake. You know?
Mm.
I feel like Drake is all metal, like, and this
But
to me
that-
feels like
Mm.
cleaner and
Wild
plastic.
Blast?
Mm.
No, I think it means
Yeah,
death metal.
Oh, Fast Cut, by the way, I figured this out. I found this gun. I kind of chose this gun in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
You're like, Kozagi, figure out what this is. And I'm like, okay.
10 minutes.
No, I'm just saying, I can't wait for your investigative report because you always seem to be on the ball with that. So I just
And he was.
gave you a heads
and he
up.
was.
I think it's a good. I think it's a good possibility. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's a good possibility.
So is
Like-
this what we're gonna? This is what we're gonna have now. We're gonna have Admiral's investigative report segments.
I mean, if anybody knows, it's going to be
Yeah,
Admiral.
that's right,
Yeah,
'cause that's what
our
I'm saying,
brother right
yeah.
over there, man. He
That's right.
looks shit
That's
up.
right.
There'll be that in my
You know?
traveling streams.
He has his little corner. He has his, there
On
you
the
go.
road with Admiral. In the verse.
On the
with
road.
Admiral Kusanagi.
Literally, I just
Yeah.
was driving to. I was driving to New York from Massachusetts, and I'm on the turnpike, and I'm just like, I have my camera facing the road, and people are just like tuning in, and like just, but face to face. What'd you say?
Well, I was gonna say let's everybody
Oh.
cheer because Karate came in.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Hey.
Joe Roddy.
Hey, keep him busy, brother, over
Oh.
there. aren't you?
Oh, I forgot, Admiral, what I said, but I just try to figure out like you were starting to stream your adventure, and then Riff got in on it and was just like, "Why are we watching this?" And
It was just
couldn't
funny.
stop
I
watching it.
remember
We
that.
thinking-
We were all sitting there
We
watching.
couldn't
yep.
stop watching it. We were like, "Why are we watching them riding down the road?"
Because
Like-
if they get into an accident, we'll be eyewitnesses to what
He's got
happened.
witnesses, Ron.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Like
my question
Next
about the
up.
sneak peek is: do you think there's anything significant about the serial number? Because I'm pretty sure all guns won't have different serial numbers. So I'm wondering why they're highlighting the serial number on a gun.
Dark Knight, what was that
maybe I'm
company
wrong.
that
Maybe all
you
guns will have a
mentioned?
serial number. What was that, Abby?
I think Dark Knight mentioned a company. Was it a weapon manufacturer that you mentioned?
Well, I mentioned
Last-
Drake, but
Oh,
I said
I was
Volt.
thinking that
because like
maybe
VT might stand for
Wow
a weapons
Blast.
company or something.
Yeah, I said
Wow
Volt 'cause
Blast
it's
is
the
the
Volt,
company that
the Volt
made the-
Parallax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wablast made the little toy gun, the Nerf gun that we got into the game, but I don't think it would be Wablast. That could be something like a bearing or something like that could be made.
Well,
by that.
Admiral just said Volt. That might be it.
Volt.
Like,
Okay.
It's VT,
it would make
yeah.
a lot of sense.
VT-28A.
Yeah.
Yeah, VT
Oh, yeah,
has like a
good
serial
point.
number thing.
Good point.
See, I didn't see that before. My investigation is lacking. I apologize.
It's not lacking. You brought it into the forum for us to work it out together as a team.
Exactly.
See, I like that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the concept again. I don't see where the serial number is on in relation to that. So let me see.
It's
that's
on the other.
bottom.
It's on the other side. Fast card.
It's on the other side that we can't see it. Not
Oh,
that.
Kai
I'm
said
just-
brought up.
I'm
a good
BSing
point.
you. No, I don't have. It's I just stop
No.
there.
No, it makes sense. Maybe it's just a different concept, a different iteration.
Hey, Fast Car, Kai made a good point. Implementing batteries that plug into the mag. 'Cause
Hmm.
that
that what
looks
that-
like that battery plugs
Yeah, it looks like a
in. You
battery.
could replace it.
Is that not the mag itself?
It could be the mag itself. True.
Yeah. Well, because like this is part of the whole like they're coming up with different damage types, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like different weapons with different damage types, and one of those was like electric damage or something. I don't know. I can't remember it all. My memory is not the greatest, but
The Aztec sniper rifle
yeah.
is electric.
I'm just still waiting for the flamethrowers because when they get bugs in the caves, that's what you're going to be shooting for is the flamethrowers.
Face to face.
Got
As
a
soon as
little-
you said it's electric, you got me wanting to do the electric slide, man.
In my in my head,
Man, it's in there.
in my head.
Okay.
Woogie,
Alright.
woogie, woogie.
There you go. Up next, we
I wouldn't
have...
try to feed that though, Admiral. Oh my gosh.
It'd be
No, I'm
worth
gonna
it if
let
he
it go.
starts
I'm gonna be
shuffling
good.
in there
I'm
in
gonna
his
be
seat.
Up next, we have the Xi'an transmission. So go ahead and read that for us, Abby. You can read Xi'an, right?
Yeah, I can read Xi'an. Here we go. You ready? All right. Let me just. I have to like warm up my vocal cords for this because it's really. I'm just kidding. No, I'm skipping to the translation. So yeah, we got it up right now, and if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see it in English. But it says. It says, vital notice to citizens of the Xi'an Empire regarding human terrorist group Xenothreat. This update provides citizens of the Xi'an Empire with general information regarding criminal activity, terrorist violence, or political violence that is transpiring beyond our borders, as well as information on domestic threats. All houses are required to take heed. Be aware that the human group known as Xenothreat has shown a sharp increase in terrorist activity in the United Earth or Empire of Earth systems, Stanton and Pyro. This group is comparable in size and influence to an important Xi'an Yua house. Though their repeated invasions of the Stanton system have been rebuffed, the human government has so far failed to annihilate this dangerous group, despite Xenothreat's announcement that they will continue their heinous and unprovoked attacks. The location of their home base in the Stanton adjoining systems, Pyro, makes them a clear and present danger to all who reside in or travel through the sector. Xenothreat is intent on attacking non-humans. They do so without provocation and with the intent to kill. They may use handheld weapons, non-conventional weapons, or their spacecraft to target non-humans and non-human vessels. Many members of Xenothreat seem to be familiar with military tactics. If you are approached by a strange vessel while operating your spacecraft, do not respond to any hails or otherwise engage. Flee to the nearest safe location. It is unclear at this time how wide this violent sentiment against our people has spread amongst humans, or if it remains specific to this group. House Krei will continue to monitor the situation and provide further updates as needed. Travelers throughout these systems are urged to do so in groups. It's best to accompany other members of your house. Those who must travel alone are advised to pay close attention to their surroundings. If you believe yourself to be in danger, please contact the Xi'an consulate on ArcCorp and you will be assisted. In the event Xenothreat launches another coordinated invasion of the Stanton system, please exit the system as soon as possible through the Magnus or Terra jump points. Those who cannot flee are advised to retreat to the nearest Xi'an-friendly location. and await the end of hostilities and transmission.
So I'm like, they got all that from all this. Well, I guess so.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I
You don't
can
know the way this
imagine.
script works.
It looks like a lot of. Really looks like Japanese in many
Yeah.
different ways, and when you have characters in Japanese, they can mean multiple different, have multiple different meanings. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
does.
That's impressive. They're making a whole new language for multiple different languages for a video game.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I'm not going to learn it.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
To be
I
fair-
hope not.
To be fair, what we call it, J.R. Tolkien did the same thing for Lord of the Rings. He invented the Elven language and invented the Dark language too. So, but I mean, it's not. It's been done before, but it just a lot of work for a video game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is not just a single player thing. They want to continue this for years and years and years, and I feel like they're investing into their narrative in the way that I feel like you want to just like not just worry about the game, but if they want to put out books, if they want to put out movies or TV shows, or even if it's just short YouTube content or whatever. I feel like their narrative structure is so that like they can expand on it hardcore.
I just like the
Um,
fact that I was just saying I
go
like the
ahead.
fact that they I'm reading Kaizen's thing. Let me show this. I just like the fact that they called out the like multiple star systems other than Pyro, because it kind of like helps to reemphasize that it isn't just Pyro that we're waiting for from Stanton system. It's there's like 5 or 7 jump points in Stanton, so there's a lot more out there than people kind of think. So to hear that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ross said it reminds me of kanji, and yeah, I do agree. It's
that's what
it's
I
like
thought
a
too.
mix of well, I don't want to the Chinese language, the Japanese language, and other Asian. What the word? Kanji, I guess is the
It's
best word for it.
Japanese. Yeah, kanji would be the Japanese. Cyberwolf even mentioned Arabic in a way, so I can
Yeah.
even see some of that in
I
there
think-
too. So
I think he means that for Banu.
Mm.
And speaking of Banu, they got the Banu message coming up, and also read, "You will buy the Banu merchantman. The Banu merchantman is life."
Banu, man.
I feel like that'd be a lot harder to read.
Okay. So, well, I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
if you are implicating that, then who's gonna pay for it?
There you go.
Good question.
Oh no, there's something going wrong with Fast Car's feed. He's just disappeared.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and Cyberwolf was right. I mean, this looks even weirder.
Yeah, it
'cause, I mean,
does.
like this does look like kanji. It look like an Asian foreign language or foreign language of Asian descent. I don't know what to say. This looks like. This definitely looks alien.
It
Way
looks
more
like
alien.
maybe a little bit of not hieroglyphics, but in a way.
Arabic.
But I like the Banu one better because it looks a little bit more creative, and it's kind of stands on its own.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely unique.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
And some people are taking a track at trying to translate it. So they got the Banu
Yeah, that's true.
translation work in progress that people have, and they got a whole thread up there. So that's the, I don't romanization, is that the right word? They're trying to put it into English characters. So that's the romanization of what the Banu messages say. And then down below, you have people trying to take a crack at translating it. So I guess when the people are close enough, they will post translation on the site just like they did for the Xi'an language.
You know what they should do is
wait,
have.
I found the translation. It's here. If you scroll down to user just us, they said they already translated the message. You ready, fellas? It says to give me all of your ships. LMAO.
Of course.
I like my translation
Oh,
better.
okay.
I like my
Okay.
translation better.
Okay. Okay.
Interesting.
I know, like in World War
Short and
II, the U.S. used the Wind Talkers, American Indians, and
Oh yeah.
they
yeah.
couldn't break it. So I think maybe Ukraine could hire some Banu speakers and lock down their code.
Oh my god.
I'm just amazed at the fact that they're going this deep into building new languages. It's like Star Trek with Klingon. It is a real language, and it's just amazing that we're getting to this point with Star Citizen. It's cool. I love it.
It's not something that you do if you really are just going to put out one. I mean, or even one series of games.
Right.
I feel like.
Right.
Like this is like a whole mixed media effort. It looks like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a lot.
You imagine the amount of work that went into doing this?
It cannot. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
linguists
saying.
and
This
all
is a
sorts
lot
of
of work
things, yeah.
for a video game. That's what
Yes.
I mean.
That's what it's like. It's not just for a video game.
You
Like,
think about it though. Wouldn't you want them to do that? That gives you a good sign if they're putting that much effort into doing this, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Agreed.
I mean,
Yeah.
so we have the Xi'an, we have the Banu. They got one for Brandrol and the Katak. So that's four languages that eventually have to come up with. Plus,
Don't forget
any
the
other
Vandal.
aliens that come up in the future.
The Vandal, don't forget them.
That's it. I
yeah.
said Brandrol. Yeah.
Oh, you
Now
say
think
Vandal?
about this with the machinima makers out there that can come up with characters that speak this language and actually have dialogue in these specific languages. That would be amazing.
There's going to be people at conventions dressing up like it's like a Trek convention or something. Like
Speaking
have
nothing
full
but
conversations.
Citizen
Like
Con.
everybody go to the Banu meetup and we only speak in Banu or something like that.
Yes.
God.
I could see
I
it.
will not be there because I will not understand, but I
Yeah.
will wave to them from afar and say,
god.
You need to say the Banu
Very
passcode
nice.
to enter.
I mean, I'll be the human coming up in there and say, so, come here often?
I'm gonna be like Xeno threat.
And they all point at you. Zero threat.
Xeno threat.
So some people said something interesting, and Kaizen said Brandon looked like one of those two cross between Egyptian, cuneiform, and Egyptian. He said Egyptian twice, but yeah. Ancient Hindi is the third one. Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know. I can't speak for Hindi, but yeah, cuneiform. That makes sense. Star Citizen.
It's gotta be fun for people who
Star Trek language. Hold on, yeah, that's about right. What was that, Abdi?
Literally.
Well, I mean, like Star Citizen gets so many different types of people into the sci-fi. Like I'm a graphic designer, but like, you could have a linguist who likes to play this game and all sorts of different intersections and stuff like that. And I think it's super cool that like you could just be a linguist who so happens to like Star Citizen, and all of a sudden you see like their investment into the languages of Star Citizen. You're like, oh, I came in here for the ships, but I'm staying for the languages. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Something for everyone.
Yep.
All right, so up next we have the roadmap roundup. Abby, you want to take this?
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want me to read like the every Wednesday part because I feel like we've all seen that.
The notable changes.
Sure. Notable changes for June 22nd, 2022. So, for the release view, the following cards have been added to release view as well as marked as committed. So, Colonialism Outpost Derelict. That's coming. In 3.17.2, it looks like that's what they're hoping for. They're targeting it for that. And it reads implementation of derelict outpost locations throughout Stanton with a colonialism theme. These locations will launch with missions, loot, and hostile AI encounters. And as I said before, this feature has been added to the Alpha 3.17 column and is targeting delivery in Q2 in 3.17.2, which is exciting. Moving on to the other committed item here, which is AI dropships and reinforcements, which, woo, here we go. Enabling AI ships to land and deliver reinforcements on non-structured ground areas, such as planetary terrain, where a predefined landing area and assistance from air traffic control is not available. This feature has been added to the 3.17 column and is targeting delivery in Q2 in 3.17.2. And then moving on to the progress tracker, we have some updates here. The following deliverable has been added to the progress tracker, which is asteroid facilities. So adding new asteroid facilities to the persistent universe, handcrafted traversable areas offering different gameplay opportunities both in the interior and exterior of asteroids. This deliverable has been added to the EU Sandbox 1 team's schedule, which is exciting to hear. And
now for the bad news.
Now for the bad news, but you know what? You got to take the good with the bad with the good. Due to a shift in priority for the vehicle concept art team, both to await specific systems coming online, as well as additional resources needed on other upcoming vehicles, the following deliverables have been temporarily removed from the progress tracker until additional resources are allocated. The RSI Orion. I feel like we should have like in memoriam or something. All this in memoriam for RSI Orion.
Just start singing that song that it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Start singing that for us.
Just having that in the background, perfect. I'm not gonna do it. RSI Orion, the Misc Hull B. Shout out to a real one. Misc Hull D, Misc Hull E, and the Crusader Genesis Starliner DK. I'm thinking about you on that one.
I'm so DK, sad, but at the same time, it's okay. It's okay. I get it.
It's gonna be okay. We'll be okay.
I will manage.
I'll be okay, everyone.
But they just put it back on the roadmap and then they take it off. Come on, CIG. Come on.
Yeah, as soon as Calvati posted it, Calvati was sending me condolences for the whole B. I'm like, don't worry about me for the whole B. I got my Mercury coming up. Worry about DK and the Genesis Starliner, man.
I know, that's a big one. I'm a whole B guy, but the Genesis Starliner, I know that's a big DK one. So I'm feeling for you on that one too.
It's okay. I'm patient. They're going to do a good job with it. That just means they're just good. They got to put the resources towards making it better. And I know that. That's all right.
Look at the coping mechanisms we Star Citizen have.
Seriously.
We are strong. I'm just kidding.
Star Citizen strong. Whenever a ship goes into delay, we have a meetup for
coping mechanism.
Sorry to hear about that, man. About your Starliner.
I know, right?
What was that, Kaladi?
No, I was gonna say that's a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can imagine DK in another stream, he'd be like, "Can you believe this crap? This sucks."
But that's before he goes to Star Citizen therapy.
Right.
Star Citizen therapy.
This is where people This is where people go to breathe. They're like, okay, I can breathe. All right.
This is true.
So
we do need to get an in memoriam up for this part of the roadmap.
I'll get Griffin on that right away. So is anyone disappointed about the Orion or the other Hull series ships?
The Orion, I wouldn't. I don't think that they would be ready for that ship to come into the game.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so big.
You're right, Pops.
Tracker, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I can see them working on it, but I can't see that for at least after Pyro and they add another system. Then I would think they would think about that ship, bringing that ship in. It just would be. No, I'm just saying. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it real quick.
Well,
could you see the 50 Orions and 12 Banu merchantmen running around, and it's just a little crowded,
and a partridge in a pear tree,
right?
For me and my take, right. I would say this way though. I don't know if it would be crowded though, because space is big.
I'm talking about with just Pyro and Stanton, just those two systems. Because you got to imagine if they put the Orion out and the Banu merchantman, within that, I think it would be too crowded. Because everybody's gonna bring their Banu out. Everybody's gonna bring their Orions out. It would, man.
And how many ships would it take
to crash the server, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, because
Exactly.
like space is big. I
Oh,
think
okay.
you're
I
right
see what
about
you
that.
meant. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like
That's
server wise, I just don't see things holding up till they're a little bit further into dev.
Right.
Yeah.
But
'Cause I'm just
damn
thinking more
Kai with
about
that joke. I like that M Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah,
I like that one.
right. The economy wise, as far as it, with all those ships running around and everything being moved. I mean, how would that affect the economics?
Surely.
No, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking that even if they were with regards to the economy, once cargo system refactor comes in, you may see less large ships being used unless players are willing to work with each other to manually
gotta-
load all that cargo.
Yes.
So,
that's true.
That's
Cody.
true.
True.
Yeah.
Cody.
Might see
True.
more
But what-
freelancer size ships
Yeah.
than Star
Exactly.
Runner size.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about this though? Mining has had a lot of attention in terms of gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. Is that even one that do you think it's fair? Like if the RSI Orion got moved up, would you think that would be kind of like maybe not fair, but like helpful to the balance of the universe, I guess, in terms of what you can do?
Well, mining has to work first of all.
Well, first of all, you have to fix asteroid mining completely.
That's true. That's true.
You have to fix that.
Because the
I think
moles.
the Orion would be like the cherry on top to mining. Once mining's perfected, the Orion's like, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
And right now, the mold doesn't suck up any minerals.
Nope.
And it has
Not at all.
you can break them, but it won't suck up anything. I mean, it will suck it up, but it like just goes into like a black hole inside your ship.
I found
And
that out
of
the hard
course
way the other day. Spent 2 hours mining on it.
Oh my god! And then I just found out last night myself, but someone told me, thank God. And then you have that eternally dirty windscreen that apparently they decided to use plexiglass on, so it gets like when you go into space or an atmosphere, it just you can't see out of it. So I don't know.
Is that for the mole too?
Yeah, the moles.
I haven't noticed any issues with the prospector, but
I was just about to ask.
I
Is
can notice
Prospector
issues with the
having the same
prospector, but
problem?
not those.
I think the prospect is okay
Yeah,
for the most
that
part.
makes sense. That makes sense. I
For the
mean, like
moles,
you get the issue of like not being able to, like you come across a rock and you want to scan it and it won't scan all the time.
Let me read a couple of comments from YouTube chat. Someone already alluded to it, but I just want to say the whole thing for people who might be listening instead of watching. But Kaizen said, the M. Night Shyamalan twist. This project was a massive lesson by CR to teaching us infinite patience the entire time. And there's something to that lesson. Kaizen also said, turned out space is even bigger than Texas. Who knew, right? No, nothing is bigger than Texas. Nothing is bigger than Texas. Yeah, so YouTube chat is pretty lively with conversations out there. To think about the BMM can complete in safe space with the whole sea. So the BMM got to run with profit or move to the frontier. That's from roller chip. So yeah, yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm not really disappointed about the whole B though, because I mean I'll get it eventually, but I have like a Mercury Star Runner and I have the M2, so I'm good with those ships for now.
Well, see, it's
and
funny
as a
'cause
whole
last
B
week-
owner, I have the whole A. Like as a loaner, and
It's
that's
funny-
that's enough for now.
What's funny is last week there was a person in chat who said that they didn't care if the BMM was coming out, but then we found out that person didn't have it, and it's similar because you don't care about the Hull B coming out when I have the Hull B, and I'm like, well, why the hell is the Hull B not coming out?
I have the whole B.
Well, I have the whole B.
Oh, you both have it. Okay, good.
Yeah, I have a whole B.
I mean, if they're going to do the
I'm
A
just
and
like,
the C, then you could easily just do the B. I mean, what the
But the
heck?
C's been
Well,
pushed also.
that's
It's
what
no longer
that's
the
what
progress
you
tracker.
say when you're not a dev, man. Like you say you could easily do this or easily do that, but there's got to be reasons for this thing,
Yeah, because for example, I was just gonna say real quick that the Hull C is no longer on the progress tracker because in February they said that they're working on PES, right? So that's why I wasn't surprised that these larger hulls were pushed also until PES is close to completing.
I want to disagree because we all saw in the game people were rezzing as, or they were all like 5 feet tall, no, like a foot tall. Remember when everyone was sitting on a bench, they were a foot tall. So all we need to do is take the Hull C and then hit what you do is you hit your left control and then you hit the minus button, and then it gets down to B size, and then we're all set.
Okay, we could have that, but then we get 30Ks back in full force.
Yes, the return of them.
The return of the 30K.
They will return.
Right.
So long story short, the RSI Orison, the whole B, whole D, and whole E, and the Genesis Starliner have been removed from the target tracker until additional resources are allocated. So whenever that may be, maybe after the Manny Merchantman or whatever secret ship they're working on is put out. So who knows? All right. So up next we had a breaking news. Kaladi, are you there?
I am here.
You want to tell folks about this?
Yeah, sure. So so this was someone that someone had posted basically a reminder that Star Citizen Live was going to be postponed for this week because of some seminars and those things that the team has. So we're not going to get any SCL tomorrow. And interestingly enough, Xylo had commented because it was just like some wild thoughts that he was throwing out there about person's opinions on the design and the frequency of SCL and ISC, whether or not they think that SCL should be a bi-weekly thing that may actually help them to corroborate and put together more content, more quality content, and whether or not persons will think will support a possible idea of ISC being, I think he said also bi-weekly, but like being an alternate between that and Let's Play, where they also play the game while also answering questions and communicating with chat every Thursday. So it was just some things that some random thoughts he was throwing out there. So I think that also helps to the persons who commented. It also helped to generate some new and interesting ideas that I hope that he'd also take into consideration as well. So it wasn't anything official, right? It was just him, just throwing out some thoughts, based on these happenings, and who knows, maybe based on his observations with or some feedback that he may have read or talked about, or that persons may have been talking about with regards to what they want to see in SCL. And ISC, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
and of course, in addition to that, with how much work the devs have to be doing as well.
Yeah, I haven't replied yet, but my opinion is I wouldn't mind if SCL went bi-weekly, but I prefer for Inside Star Citizen to stay weekly. But that's my opinion. That's my preference. Right. How about everyone else? Kusanagi?
I wouldn't mind it to alternate every week, really. I mean, I love Thursdays when you get it like a little video from for what like we got today that we'll all see shortly. But I wouldn't mind if they alternated every Friday and just had a Star Citizen Live and a Inside Star Citizen. So I mean, we get a lot of information as following in this community. So if they're not, I don't want to. I feel like we're almost twisting the arm, but I mean they're doing a great job as far as I'm concerned. But yeah.
My opinion, ISC, it makes me look forward to Thursdays.
Right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a reason for a lot of people to live sometimes. Yeah, they're looking forward to the ISC. Don't take ISC away from us, Jared or Xylo. Don't take it away from us. Dark Knight, what do you think?
Yeah, last week's ISC was a little more extended than we had previously.
Thank
and
goodness.
I felt that was good. I thought that was really good. So I can hold off on, if they want to, do a bi-weekly thing for Star Citizen Live, that's fine. They're busy. They're really busy right now trying to get things together, and that's okay. I'm not sweating it. If they want to continue and do a little bit longer ISCs than they do SCLs, that's cool. That's totally cool. 15-minute ISCs as opposed to, 10 minutes. That's good. A little more information on the dev work that they're doing, and then just cut it off and do a longer SCL later on, and the next week. That's totally cool.
I'm going to say something selfish here. No, I'm going to say something selfish. They can keep the ISCs running to when they finish all my ships, then they can go once a month. I'm just
all right, I hear you.
Yeah.
Face to face.
To be honest, I rarely even watch SCL. I'm being honest. You know,
No
I
problem.
rarely watch them. You know, I think the information is sometimes cool, but it can be condensed. To me, that's my opinion.
Well,
You
that's what the
know,
newsletter is
some
for.
people, right? Yeah, exactly. You know, to me, I'm more of a person who, you know, sits in condensed. You know, I like condensed information, straight to the point. You know, as ISC is definite must. You know, it gives you the good meat and potatoes at a meal. You know, and
No
that's what I like.
recipes.
Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. So that's my opinion. To me, you know.
So, Colorado, you read a lot about it, but I don't recall hearing your opinion. What's your preference?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I just want the devs to have enough time to work on the game, and I mean, if at the end of the day, of course, the people's opinions do matter because we are the ones who pay, those who do pay the subscription money and those things. It's they also have a say. But I think we can all agree that at the end of the day, the deciding factor is which will be better or best for the devs, and I will go with whatever decision is best for them. Especially with I would call it a tight time that we're approaching when it comes to testing PES and those things. So I don't necessarily have an opinion on whether or not it should stay as it is, or
Well, what's the preference?
with whatever the devs are comfortable with. That's my preference, to be honest.
All right. You're going to take that easy way out there. Okay.
The political answer. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Diplomatic.
Actually,
Diplomatic, that's
my
it.
lecturer once told me in front of a class of 100 and something students, after he asked me the question, that I answered like a politician, and I don't know whether to take offense to that or not, but I was like, okay, thanks. My sister's a politician, so I guess I got it from her.
You'll make a good lawyer. You'll make a good lawyer. I was fun. How about you? You have a preference?
Honestly, I think they should do bi-weekly just because it gives the team more time to focus on their jobs and not really, show us everything every second of what they're doing.
Now, when you say bi-weekly, do you mean SCL and ISC or just SCL with ISC staying weekly?
Both of them, honestly.
Both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, and Possum Face want everything to be weekly until he gets his ship. Is that right?
Yeah, there you go.
Then it goes to bi-monthly.
That's right.
Well, I said it before. I like the weekly format for ISC, but I wouldn't mind if SCO went bi-weekly. How about you, Abby?
Yeah, I'm actually really similar with you. I feel like the weekly ISC is really nice to see. I think that there's a point where, like Colorado was saying, it's what the devs are comfortable doing. But at the same point, like ISC can be a part of dev work, which is user feedback, almost like A/B testing. When they put something out into the world, they get to see how we react to it. And sometimes that can muddy the water when you have too many cooks in the kitchen. But I think that they can get a general pulse of the community, at least, and I think that can be a helpful thing. So I think looking at ISC, and the other thing is we don't know literally how much dev work goes into producing an ISC. Like there's no percentage that they've given us or anything like that. And we do know that they have specific resources that are just hired not to work on dev stuff, but to produce these shows. So if they're able to get their job done and do it in a way that doesn't step on the devs' toes, and they're able to do that weekly, I'm good.
And we all know that we all know that Star Citizen Live takes an hour out of the developer's time, so that's at least 1 hour right there.
Right, but that is an hour there where again, like that is separate than ISC is what I'm thinking. That's why I'm like ISC, keep that as weekly. SCL, if it goes bi-weekly, that's okay with me. But I mean, again, that is also time for people to provide feedback on stuff too. And also it provides devs to get their faces out there, which I think is not a bad thing either. The more that I feel like we can humanize devs instead of just like putting a label as dev on them, the better. Like see that they're actually people who are working on something.
And that goes to what Jared said. That's what he's there for the show, to give developers a face and humanize them, so to speak.
Yeah,
I want to take some comments from YouTube chat. So Kaizen says he prefers it as it is. Rollercup says he wants live feed, or they want live feed on body cam on the ship designer. So, and then is that too much? Is that too much? I think that's a bit much. I think that's a bit much.
Yeah. Can I say one more?
Go ahead, Pop.
Yeah. I kind of look at it this way. With live, it may seem like, well, you're pulling a dev away from his job, but I think if I'm speaking, if I'm a dev and I get to go on this show and I get to talk about what I'm working on, the things that I do, that will kind of pump me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And like Abdi is saying, we get to know them, and no other gaming community does that, like Jared said. And I just think it's a morality booster for them too.
Well, of course it pumps you up, Pop. You and Face are new soul, and you're the Hans and Franz of Star Citizen.
Buddy. All right. Here we go. Thank you, Kai, for that one. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kai. You got him started on something. Thank you. I'm gonna credit that one to you, buddy. Yeah.
So yeah.
90s kids will know that one. I'm just kidding.
So I think that's it for this topic. So yeah, I have my preference. Everyone has their preference. We'll see how it goes. But if you do want to give your opinion, Kuznag, if you could post that link again in YouTube chat, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Which one now?
The
Reddit one thread. That is Reddit in streaming alerts.
The one that's on there right now. Okay, I'll post that again.
Yeah.
So 2 times.
What did he say? Oh, he just gave a face. All right, so up next we have the Inside Star Citizen, and I think this is an interesting title for ISC this week. It's called Second Life. So spring 2022.
People flying around.
Before we get started, let me remind people that this is a community show. If you want to stop by, drop in, chat with us, hit the link below. Come join us. We love chatting with new people. So yeah, I think we'll hit this ISC. This is the only 9 minutes long, so we're gonna go through the whole thing and then come back after it's done. So here we go.
At the team, we will always wanted to make the derelict more enjoyable and fun for the player. The new addition of the planetary nav mesh make the designer able to put life on the location.
Before it was just kind of a ship just there on the ground, but what we wanted to do is to create a link between the ship and the environment around.
We decided to make them more like a settlement, to have like more story around them.
It's like walking in the woods and just sometimes you just found their old cars all rusty there with the leaves and the trees all around. That's the kind of feeling we wanted to do with the lyrics.
For us designer, a lot of opportunity to make the location more FPS friendly with cover, more like mission friendly, so we can add stuff on top of that.
When you will arrive at the crash, you will see a big trail on the ground. So if you look behind the ship, you will see all the big tree, but in the trail, all the trees will be small, and we're going to have just small rocks and grass, and it's the purpose the ship was there. When you go back in the ship, because you will be able to go back in the ship, you will rediscover the ship as you were before, but in the older version. That tell a lot of story about the old technology, kind of giving a second life to the ship. We got an update on the planetary nav mesh now on the planet, so We are allowed to put AI on the ground.
Putting NPC in this location that are park air, trying to take the best of the location, scavenging for resources.
So when you will arrive there, you will feel that some people living there since a long time. That's going to give you a feeling that all that place around is just kind of habitated by some people. The mission we're going to do on those ships, if it's a hostile mission, we're going to have some kind of faction there. It's living there, we're just to take control of the ship. And it's not an hostile mission, there's going to be a different kind of faction.
We see all the feedback we receive on January when we start showing the concept of the derelict settlement with the AI team for the planetary nav mesh and all the team in Turbulent. We was able to create a habitation module. We have tools now to be able to generate and procedurally place all this work on the planet. It's just the beginning of the long-term plan that we have in mind to populate and add more and more location in the PU.
And I'm super proud of my team to doing that with the design team, the art team. We worked super hard, pretty proud of it, and I'm sure that people will enjoy it. Thanks, guys.
The new inhabited derelict settlement for 3.17.2 is not the only one that will be present in this patch. We will let the player discover them and find them in the universe.
The crashed reclaimer derelict settlements are just one of the new mission-enabled, gameplay-focused environments from Turbulent arriving in the upcoming Alpha 3.17.2. And we encourage you to explore the Stanton system and find additional ones on your own. Hint, some of them are still floating out in space. And when you're done exploring, the fine citizens of Orizon will need your help when the newest dynamic event pits the dreaded Ninetails against Crusader security forces. Now, while we'd prefer you discover most of the details for yourself on the PTU and live servers, we do have a brief introduction to perhaps the biggest and most elaborate mission in Star Citizen yet.
Siege of Orison is an event where we take away all of your most overpowered toys, which are your ships. You actually have to use your reactions and your guns and your teammates to hopefully survive this perilous encounter.
We wanted to do what for FPS combat we did for ship combat with Xenothreat, push it to its extremes. So without spoiling the event, the Siege of Horizon is a dynamic event which takes place around Horizon on some floating platforms owned by Crusader, and we shuttle players in to help out Crusader take back their islands.
When we was making the mission, we wanted to, first of all, we wanted to make a fun mission that pulled people in together to play together, experience something they might not have normally.
In most missions you go up against 10 AI and you really don't get challenged.
A lot of our missions do a lot of hand-holding where we mark everything for the player and, they can sort of disengage to a level and just walk to a marker and, presume the rest of it. This one I wanted to kind of go, right, here's no markers, now think and try figure it out for yourself.
The event is primarily a PvE mission. There are systems in place to discourage PvP.
It's not something we protect against because we want the players to protect themselves from it. We're not discouraging it, but we're not actively supporting it yet.
There's a lot of new spaces we've made for Horizon and working with design on the block out and still making sure it's all in keeping with what Horizon is. We looked at expanding the visual library of Horizon. What we really liked was the contrast of this kind of idyllic, relaxing garden platforms floating around and this kind of battle-scarred, damage and things like that adding to them. So it was a lovely kind of contrast to put in.
We don't normally have content of this scale.
The main challenge or the main challenges were performance. By moving it far enough away from the center, the city of Horizon, we managed to avoid most of that.
Having this here helped to improve and push performance because we found issues and we was able to quickly fix them. The experience I hope players get is enjoyment, mostly. I want players to feel fun and create like emergent stories with their friends that they can, tell on Reddit or through videos and whatever. Just have fun, really.
I want them to see all the effort that has gone into like healing and gunplay and AI over the years that you may not notice fighting against a small amount of people.
Events in general are great because they pull people who might not play with each other together. You all feel like this comradeship trying to push forward against this enemy that you all have in common.
It's an experience unlike any other in this game.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that those fantastic derelict concepts we showcased earlier this year are already making their way to the persistent universe, and that they're coming along with new missions and gameplay made possible by the new dynamic planetary nav mesh, and that the Siege of Orison is the next big step forward towards bringing additional gameplay to Star Citizen's existing landing zones. Now, don't forget, there are a number of contests going on for both Alien Week and our upcoming Battle of the Bricks, which will see the community teams from both Star Citizen and EVE Online come together in a live stream on July 22nd to raise money for charity. You can learn all about both of those things on the robertspaceindustries.com website. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. This is the very noisy 9th floor of the Manchester Goods Yard building, soon to be home for our Manchester studio. And what goes in the center here, where all this noise is? It's going to be something to see when the time comes. We'll see you all next week. Amanda, just use whichever one of these has the least interruptions. We're not going to get this clean. Pardon me. Fish tacos.
I love Jared.
Yeah, that was good.
That
was good.
So I just wanted to say something real quick before we start. Idris, like I'm just joking.
Cyberwolf is logged up.
Come on, I'm happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish. All right, let's go in order. Kusanagi, what are your thoughts?
Derelicts look pretty good. I'm liking it a lot. And the AI looks really good there too. If that's what we're looking at, the NPCs. So it'll be pretty good to see where it leads into future locations. And with the oncoming or incoming NPC reinforcements that they're talking about, it should even make it even better. So yeah.
DK? Oh, you muted yourself as soon as you started talking.
I had dogs barking in the background. I was gonna say more stuff, more gameplay, cool stuff coming into the PU or PTU to say. But this is cool. I like this. I mean, we're seeing progress. They were talking about nav mesh. Here we get to see it actually happening. And the Siege of Orison, man, if anybody was looking for some real FPS gameplay, there you go. It's there. They've built this massive space for you to go and just at your heart's content do a Xeno threat on land, well, in the sky. But it's just really cool to see these kinds of things being implemented as we're developing the game itself, and this is things that people were asking for, things to do while the game was being developed, and this is what we see. This is what they're doing, and I think this is so cool to see it starting to go. Turbulent, good job, you guys. Great job.
Cool. And we have a new person joining us, Duck Holiday 340. Are you there? You're muted if you are. Dark Holiday? Alright, I guess you step away for a moment. Face to face, what are your thoughts?
Oh man, when I got the chance to go through the whole map, I don't want to give away spoilers or anything like that. It is huge. And it's just I'm gonna well, listen, cut it out. Control yourself. Anyway, but what I was trying to say is that this map, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know if for those who haven't, been able to test it, it's not just ground base. You have to coordinate with both ground and air. That's all I want to give as far as, heads up. I don't know if they've changed some of the mechanics, but it is massive. And to be honest with you, from playing Division 2 and playing some of those strongholds and those raids, to me, it supersedes that.
What I'm getting here is a huge and a massive. Okay, got it. Tell us what you thought.
Control yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing a bad job making sure that happens. Griff does a better job of this. Griff is like, I gotta get back on me.
No,
boy.
I'll let Griff do that. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute.
Pascal, let's just remember, okay, this is Pride Month, all right? Let's just not forget that, and that's what they said.
Okay, fair point. How about you? What do you thought?
Man. Yeah, it was really nice to hear some of the things that were mentioned. One thing I really liked to hear from Elliot, I think it was that they're not trying to, really handhold the players. For example, one thing I really liked, even though eventually we'll be getting localized area maps, having the map on the billboards in the game, in the player world. I'm not sure how many. That's the only spoiler I'll mention. But yeah, those who have played it, in the PTU would have realized that, there are some things that are embedded into the game world, just like that map, that you don't actually feel like, they're holding your hand. You have to figure out how to do certain things. So it's nice to see that kind of thing. Of course, they're always going to continue to develop it, but it was nice to see that, and there isn't some kind of UI that leads you directly to somewhere. So it was nice to see that. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I can't necessarily quote him on what he said. Same Elliot, was that was their perspective on the whole. They're not going to really support PvP, but they're not going to really. There are ways in which you can actually defend other players and such, and if someone dies there, they'll be sent to prison. But it kind of paints into the perspective the reality that even though there will be players who will really much prefer a PvE event, this game doesn't have or will not have armistice zones. So eventually, no matter how PvE-esque an event may be, like for example, we have a large population of NPCs versus the population of players, it's still gonna have the potential to turn into a PvP event, no matter how many punishments there may be to inflict someone who, because the event may not be designed for PvE. So it was interesting to hear his perspective on that. But yeah, so those are my views or my observations.
Karate, you ruined it. I had a chance to even it up and say that's what he said, but you didn't do it.
Booyah!
I was button.
That reclaimer looks pretty awesome. I can't wait to check that out. As far as the Siege of Orison goes, if any of you guys been over there like non-event wise just to check out the area?
Yeah.
That's what they're referring to.
It's
awesome. That's all I'm gonna say is huge. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's a lot of free stuff on the ground. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Hopkins Face, what are your thoughts?
Oh, let's see. I'm enjoying to see all the AI work that they're doing. Well, the derelicts, I thought maybe I was under apparently I was under the wrong assumption. I thought that they were for Pyro. But it's good to see that they're, coming, in the Stanton, Microtech. Happy to see that. Give us more things to do. More FPS is great. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Doc Holliday, are you back yet? All right. I guess not. So,
I just gotta say, no more fish tacos for Jared. Wanted to know. How about you, Abby? What are your thoughts about the episode?
I loved it, honestly. The Reclaimer Derelict reminds me of like when you were a kid, and like if any of you like grew up with a forest kind of close to you, like you'd go with your friends into the forest, and there'd be like a junked car or something like that out there, and it was kind of like the hangout spot until like another group of kids came out there, and y'all were like, "Oh, you know what? Let's bounce." Like I don't know this crew, so like let's get out of here. Like it gave me that kind of vibe, and that felt really nostalgic. Like just like these places where, you know, you might go in with your squad, tear it up for a bit, hold out there for a little while, and then maybe more NPCs will come, or maybe other, you know, PvP players will come and try taking that, you know, that spot over for whatever's there or for whatever you got. And that honestly just felt really cool. I like that. I like that gameplay. I like the freedom of expression that I feel like can arise from that situation. So that's super cool. And then the Orison stuff, like I'm excited. I hope it just runs well. That's my biggest hope. And I know that they're talking about having it outside of, you know, the main area to
Like
ensure that
10
it does,
miles
but you know, you still got Cloud Tech out there. Cloud Tech is getting a lot better for running on systems, which is great. So if you haven't played like 3.17.1, I recommend getting out there and trying it on your system, and seeing how it does. But I just hope it runs well, because I like the idea of like fast-paced FPS shooting in Star Citizen, but from what I've seen, even if you watch streamers or if you do it yourself, things just get like herky-jerky with the net code. You know what I mean? I just hope things line up nicely, you know? So big hope there.
Yeah, as a more serious thought, I do like the derelict thing. It looks pretty cool. But you talk about going to the old forest and finding an old car. That just sounds like a Technics incident just waiting to happen.
Yeah, that's
I hope you
it's
get
a
the
big
Technics out
tetanus
before we go
area.
in there.
Well, you know, you do what you can. You know, but you're gonna get a few cuts. You just hope you got the vax for it. You know what I mean?
Well, you have meds in game, so you just gotta do that before you go there.
Yeah, you just gotta, you know, or like put the healing gun on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool episode, but I much prefer last week. Anyway,
of course you do.
Moving on, we have our cinema this week. So this is called Star Citizen Cinematic or Battles Crash Site 317.1, and it's by Citizen Kate and Will. Now, before one, this is 15 minutes, 25 seconds, so you might want to get a drink or a snack or whatever. So here we go.
Global Command, we've completed our cycle on Ariel. Nothing out of the ordinary. Picked up the agricultural supplies and aluminum. Took a while and it's cramped back there, but our guests can make do.
Copy, Leaveston. Proceed to Aberdeen. Report in if anything comes up.
Hey Daniels, go check on our guests back there again, will you? We got one more leg to go, but I just don't trust that guy.
Sure thing, boss. I was gonna head back there anyways. The cargo is gonna make getting back there a bit tougher. Can you believe they got us hauling supplies?
Well, it's just this last drop and we can RTB. I gotta tell you, I'll be glad to be leaving this piece of junk. Scopes look clear. Wait a minute. New contact, something's coming in. Global Command, we are under attack. I repeat, we are under attack. Shit, the quantum drive is down. This goddamn shit pile of a ship. Daniels, it's Vanguard Harbinger, coming in hot. I'm gonna burn hard away, but you gotta get on that turret.
Heading for the turret now, boss. I'm at the turret. Just give me a few more seconds.
External comms are gone. We're on our own out here, Daniels.
Engaging target.
Can't take any more hits like that. You gotta take it out.
I'm on it. Shit, he's coming over top of us. He's below my arc. He's below my arc.
I'm gonna get around. Back on target.
Wait, he's targeting me. He's trying to disable the turret, boss. Turret's disabled. And I'm hit, boss. I'm hit bad.
Global command. This is the Leafs team. We are under heavy attack and need immediate assistance. We've taken a torpedo hit. I'm losing control. Global command. Leafston is going down an aerial. I say again, Leafston. Daniels, if you're still alive, brace for impact.
Quick script return. This is Task Force Alpha Raccoon Actual. Requesting permission to board.
Copy Alpha. Permission to board granted. The Secretary General is expecting you.
What positions you guys might be, like your action might be progressing to and trying to fire.
We came as quickly as we could. What have you got for us?
Welcome to the Burton. We have a situation developing on Ariel. Mr. White, the final conspirator in the Hurston Microtech mining debacle, was handed back to Hurston with the agreement he would serve a regular prison sentence at Klesher. As you know, Mr. White has made a lot of enemies within both Hurston and Microtech. He was being moved aboard an unmarked Hurston transport vessel, the Levston, to avoid drawing unwanted attention. That vessel was just shot down over Ariel. We need Task Force Alpha to head to the crash site and recover Mr. White. Confirm he's dead if you have to, but he cannot be allowed to escape. Not now. We don't know who's responsible for the attack, but be careful.
Task Force Alpha, we're heading to a Hurston Cuthbert crash site. High-value target, Mr. White, was on board the vessel. Signature analysis indicates a Nine Tails raiding party also has plans for the wreckage and cargo. We're going to have to eliminate them as we move. Raven Actual, let me know when you're ready to engage.
Raccoons, Ravens, we are ready to go.
Roger. All call signs, Raccoon Actual, we are go. We are go.
X-ray 2 copy. Moving in.
Match B.
Cutlass Blue, pin 1. Yes, you're clear to engage the Connie at will.
Get ready to drop. Remember we practiced. Up 2 off.
Raccoon's green light.
Alpha 1 off.
Alpha 4 off.
Alpha 3 off.
Alpha is off. Alpha is off.
Bravo's off.
Extra 2 clear to just off. Extra 2 clear to just off. And in the skies above, Task Force Alpha's Ravens went to work.
He's damaged.
Cutlass Blue flash.
I got 3/4.
Push up to these rocks here. Damn, I can see explosions up there.
Taking missile hits.
Yeah, I took it.
Zeebs, you've got range.
Engaging. Nice.
Got in flash.
Yeah.
Down.
Honey down.
Good shooting, boys.
Raven Actual, Raccoon Actual, keep those skies clear, we are beginning our assault. Okay, Raccoons, let's push up towards the site. Alpha's going to move up to our overwatch position now. We're pushing up to the rock with the smoke. You'll see smoke up ahead, we're pushing up to that rock, that's where we're going to set up to provide overwatch. Okay, support's engaging. Move to the next rock, that's our overwatch position.
Actual, this is Bravo 2. We have reports of sniper. Fire.
Roger that, Bravo 2. Alpha are more or less in our overwatch position. We're going to start putting some cover fire down if you guys start moving towards...
Contact. X-ray treated, record action.
Far left side at the door. Contact second.
Bravo Actual has contact at the first objective. If you guys start to push through, we're going to distract with
X-ray treated, record
fire.
actual. Seeing movement on the right side of Caterpillar.
Yeah, that cutlass black is super damaged in its rear.
Yep, it's on the ground now.
Splash.
Splash.
Good job.
They've moved up, okay.
Push.
Yeah, push. Alpha, let's push rear side.
There was one in the
Contact front. He's down. Good work, guys, good work. Okay, keep moving. As Raccoon's prepared to push into the wreck, Ravens had eliminated the Ninetales air support.
Raccoons, Ravens, all contacts are clear.
Outstanding, good work everyone, good work guys. Really nice fight.
turret is clear.
Quick fire on the next module.
On the far side of the dirt berm, off grid, close 3 o'clock.
Okay guys, let's go and kill some Ninetales.
Contact.
X-ray 3 to record actual.
I'm in the container down there. Okay. Reloading. Good way.
Record actual. X-ray 2. We're in route vector.
Still out.
X-ray 2 raptor active.
Frag out. Reloading. He's down. He's up.
I just followed suit.
Okay, you ready? We're pushing up into the next section. Yeah, we got contact on the left side.
Healing. Oh, in caps.
I gotcha.
Yep.
I'm watching it now. Okay, got one down. Two down. Third one's out. Okay, pushing it. It's far down the other side, far down the other length. Ooh. Got one down. On the entrance. I got incoming fire. Hang on.
One down.
Finding it. Oh, I'm on the walkway now.
In Captain McAdam.
Roger. Okay, I'm gonna frag this room.
I might be in there.
Okay, here we go. supplies. I'm gonna frag the next room. Okay, good. Get ready. Here we go. Okay, we got contact down. I'm gonna come back and res you now. Res it, sorry. Alright. Keep covering off grid just in case. Still living. Okay, I'm going to jump over to this next section. We needed to ensure the AO was completely clear before beginning our search for Mr. White.
There's someone secure out there.
We've got trip mines in this one. Call signs, Raccoon Actual, I think we're clear. We need to search the bodies, find anyone that isn't using Ninetales armor, and make sure to search the whole Vex site. It's going to be getting dark soon, so we'd better make it quick.
We searched every section of the ship. All we found were these two Kirsten security personnel, crew of the ship. No sign of anyone else on board, dead or alive.
No sign of Mr. White. Well, I'll report it onto Mercutio. Bearsdeck is only 5 kilometers from the crash site. Possible he could have escaped with help. Or maybe the intel was just bad. Brazen though for a Ninetales raid on a freshly crashed Hurston transport ship, so close to Hurston itself.
Alright, we're back. Make sure this is all. Oops, they're not.
A little different here with more of a cinematic storytelling approach, and it's still new ground with many more technical challenges than you'd think on first approach. I developed a lot more of an appreciation for the machinima makers in gaming while making this. We're going to do a full storyline in this style, maybe 4 or 5 more parts, but the time it takes to make these videos is a lot longer than the other videos, so expect them to be a little bit more spaced out. And maybe during this we'll iron out some of the kinks with face tracking, which as you can tell we haven't quite cracked yet. As always, I want to thank all of you at home for watching, and send a huge thank you to all of our amazing patrons who you can see on screen right now. And in this video I would especially like to thank Chentington, who is actually an old friend of mine and whom I actually gave the name Chentington. He is recently going to Star Citizen and also become a patron, so I expect he'll be showing up in some videos soon too. And all I can say is thank you very much for supporting the channel. Very, very cool of you. If you are thinking of starting Star Citizen yourself, you can use the referral code in the description to gain an extra 5,000 credits when signing up for a new account. And we'll be back with more from Star Citizen very soon.
Sorry about that. I mistimed the end there. That was pretty good. In the middle, fifth space. What are your thoughts about the cinema?
I'm gonna say this right here and right here. No, I'm just like, but anyway, no, I'm gonna say this. For anybody who wants to complain about there's no content in the game, this right here shows you what you can do. Make your own content. Get yourself some friends. Make some friends, get into the verse. There you go. It's right there. Great machinima, Will and Kate, great machinima. But I mean, right there, that shows you content right there.
All right, thanks for that. Kalwadi, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the pacing. Wait, can you still hear me? Okay, right. I really enjoyed the pacing. In addition to it was a nice reminiscent combination of Rexilla's, org play, with a story-driven approach, and I'm definitely sure, based on what Kay said, it took a lot of work to put together. So it was really nice to see the plot of story-driven elements mixed in with the whole org play thing. So it was really nice to see, and I'm definitely looking forward to some more when they release it.
All right. Pop and face.
Yeah, I liked it. You know what I really like though. I mean, out of all the side, Fist and Karate just said, I liked at the end that she let everybody know how much work goes into this. It's a work in progress. I liked putting that point at the end. And because you look at certain things like the little when the people are walking and the little leg wobbling thing dancing jig while the top part is being still, it's a lot of work being done, but they're out there having fun and they're putting a lot of work in, and it's really essentially promoting the game and to what it is and what it will be.
Emma Kusanagi?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I commented to Serum 71. I'm like, I assumed it was NPCs. I'm not sure because they did label Op 4, but I don't know if they were talking about themselves or talking about. Usually, Op 4 is like the opposition force or opposing force. So I don't know if they actually had a derelict wrecked and they just put people in it. But it was really cool. I kind of wish she didn't like narrate it the way she does her other videos, though, where she talks about, oh, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing. I think if she just was like played as a character, and just kind of like kept to that role, that I think it would have been a little bit cooler. Like here, she's like walking. When she's walking in the hallway, she's kind of talking about what she's doing, and it would have been interesting if she was just like, just walking with just silent and then walking in and then talking, having a conversation. So, but yeah, it was great overall. I always liked what Kate and Will's done since they got in the org. Since they got to Star Citizen like a year ago.
Yeah, and she changed her name from Commander Kate to Citizen Kate, correct?
She did. She changed it. I wonder how many other commanders will follow her lead and get rid of the moniker, especially when they hit a timeline that's surpasses the amount of time they spent in another space game. So we'll see.
All right, DK, what are your thoughts?
Well, on that note, Admiral,
yes, DK,
Kaizen changed from Elite Week to Black Sky Legion. So that was a change right there. You know that, Kai. And I've been watching, formerly Commander Will and Kate to Citizen Kate and Will, since they were doing things in Elite Dangerous. And I like their format. I know you understand that you were mentioning the narration there, Admiral. I kind of like the narration in a way because she kind of puts it into a framework of people who aren't following Star Citizen in a way. But I love what they are doing, Kate and Will. I think what they have been putting together lately and the level of content that they've been putting together has just been amazing. And then the org of Skunkworks and Rain, I don't know if you're sitting there maybe lurking in the background, but when you're talking about Milsim, what they are doing when it comes to Milsim is on another level. And what we're going to see from them as Star Citizen develops is just going to keep getting better and better. I mean, we're going to see more ops like this, and they've been planning these kinds of ops for a long time, but this is the kind of things that they've been wanting to do. I can only see in getting it more. Think about when Caesar Orison goes in, what the kind of content that they're going to be pulling away from that as an organization going in and just taking on these Nine Tails and whatnot in those kinds of environments. It's just going to be amazing. I love their work. I love what they've been putting together. I'll gloat about it all day long. They have been doing a really great job. I've loved watching their content. And I think it's just something like, was mentioned. It's just, if Fist to Face, you mentioned it. If you want to see what gameplay is available in this game, as far as emergent gameplay, this is it. This is what happens when you have an environment given to you to take advantage of. And they may not be the hardcore machinima makers, even though she mentioned that at the end. She was referencing of how hard it is as machinima makers to turn this in, use this environment in its current state and make it work. But what they are able to do is just amazing. I think they're doing a great job. They're working with what they've got, and they're turning it into something that is enjoyable for everyone to watch. And I think this is one of those things that new players that are just getting into it and wondering what can we do, I would easily show them a Will and Kate video, or Kate and Will now, Citizen Kate and Will video, and say, this is what's possible. This is what is possible right now in the game, and it doesn't need anything more than what we already what's already been given to us, and it's only going to get better. So if anybody says there's no gameplay, yes, there is. There's tons of gameplay, but you have to make it, and that's what this game is built for. It's also built for making your own gameplay. I mean, Minecraft does not give you missions. It does not give you anything. It gives you a platform, and that's all you get, and you build your gameplay. Minecraft generates hundreds of millions of views daily on YouTube just from people doing stuff. So there's no way that you can say that Star Citizen does not give you that opportunity as well. We're seeing the beginnings of it. Just imagine what's going to happen a year from now. What Citizen Kate and Will are going to do a year from now is going to be absolutely extraordinary. Hands down, hands up to, shout out to Skunkworks and everybody out there that's doing this hard work and just having fun with the game and showing off what it's able to do. You guys are great. Kudos.
But Dark Knight, I want a theme park MMO. I don't want to play in a sandbox.
Well, then go over to Frontier and play Roller Coaster Tycoon or whatever they've got open.
It's funny when they started doing these streams when they first got in. I was like watching them, I'm like, wow, they're really going at this hardcore and doing this really professional. And I'm just like, okay, that'd be kind of cool. How do I offset that tactic? I'll probably get killed there, but I could probably do this and maybe get out of that. So it's interesting to watch, and it's like, when you're dealing with more anyways, you're trying to learn from your mistakes. And here, if you're watching this stuff and there are videos which are really good, you're kind of like getting, at least practice yourself and kind of getting an idea of what the game can allow. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think my impression was that this is less machinima, more, you feel like more embedded reporter almost, especially with this part. But yeah, it's different in a good way. And I mean less machinima in a good way. So yeah, I liked it. And the Mr. White thing, I definitely a Breaking Bad reference, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
What do you thought that?
I don't know.
You muted?
Yeah, I think he's muted.
You're muted.
If I can say something, for me, anybody remember the movie? What was that on with Robin Williams, and I think it was Forrest Whitaker. Good Morning Vietnam.
Oh, Good Morning Vietnam. Yeah,
right. If that's what you're referencing to, it was more like a reporter going on into the battlefield and kind of giving you a blow by blow. It kind of gave me.
I guess so.
Yeah, that kind of feel as we're going in and we're kind of getting a up closer feel to it.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
There you go.
Oh, weird. I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, no, I guess what I was thinking about this is this is a unique genre. This is not just machinima, as DK was saying, and some people are saying like I don't want to see the the markers or anything like that, but this is Citizen Kate and Will's unique brand of YouTube content, where if you look at their other videos, there's a lot of like explaining as they go, so that you can kind of get an idea of of what they're doing, what they're thinking through, why they're doing it, and they're merging that with machinima. And I think that that's a really cool and unique intersection, because you can do machinima, but if you can find a way to bring your own brand or creative take, whatever you want to call it, into it, like bring your own spark, then I think that's a cool thing to do. I think this is a lot of work. So props to them for figuring it out and getting everyone organized. I've done this kind of stuff in the org that I'm a part of. Things can go off the rails really quickly. So the fact that they were able to cut this video the way that they did and were able to get everything all figured out, props to them. It's also important to note, like, you don't have to play Star Citizen this way. This is just like a thing that people do because they like to do it. This isn't the most efficient way to play Star Citizen. This isn't the best way to play Star Citizen. This is the way that they like to play Star Citizen. And I think that's an important distinction, because if you like to do that, you can do it too. But if you want to play in a different way, if you don't care about the role play, if you don't care about the milsim, you don't have to do it that way. And that's okay. Everyone's got their own thing. They're bringing their own flavor to this. And I think it's what these videos are really great for, is for showing what you can do and like what everyone else was saying. So props to all of them. And seriously, this was a fun watch. And God, just thinking about all the work, video wise and coordination wise, I'm like, this is like planning a wedding, man. Like you got to get everybody all figured out, get their timelines all synced up, make sure everyone's got their cams on, make sure they got their voice sync on, all that stuff. It's crazy.
Make sure you got the food, the after party ready too.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Not no joke. You got to have the debrief afterwards. The after party.
The after party. Yeah, I'm at reception. My bad. It's been a while since I've been to a wedding. Can you tell?
All of us.
So yeah, that was a good thing. Griffin is the one who linked that to us. So thank you for that, Griffin. Up next, I just want to say, Alien Week ship sale is coming to an end soon. I don't know if people noticed, but the first day of Alien Week, they made like CIG made like $1 million,
Really?
on the first day. So I don't know. People are trying to get that Banu maximum is $600 or $550 while it's cheaper. Or I don't know what was driving that, but yeah, they're doing pretty well on this Alien Week. Also, hold on to your wallet, because you got the Steam Summer Sale going live. I meant to cover that at the beginning of the show, but I forgot. The Steam Summer Sale is live. So, anyone getting anything this year?
A couple of games got on my radar. May think about it. Keeping myself.
I finally got Star Wars Squadron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Amazon is giving away for free games too, so check that out too. I don't have the link for it, but Steam Summer Sale and Amazon freebie, those are pretty good.
Yeah, I'll do. I'll actually share the Spring 2020 ISC for Enemy Mine, which showcased the upcoming Vandal ships that are going to be coming into the game, so people can think about if they want to get them or not. I think I've told a couple of people I just got the Blade again, because I kind of went back and looked at this video and like, oh my god, those ships look really good. So that they'll be in game. Say again? Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I think aren't you supposed to be able to stab ships with one of those ships, like the Glaive or something like that?
Yeah, it's like literally cut them in twain.
Yep.
In twain. Speaking of fancy.
Just like the Vandal. I'm just kidding.
Right, so up next we have our next show. So, join us Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC for Soul Voices, where we cover the news that's going on in Star Citizen. We cover Spectrum, cover Reddit, and cover general industry news. So join us for that at 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. Abby, you want to tell us what's going on Sunday?
Yeah, on Sunday, the 26th of June, we have our continued series in the Shipyard video series that we've been doing called Drake Interplanetary, where this week we'll be going through all the Drake ships. So if you're really a big fan of tin cans that will lead to your death, and duct tape, and also guns, like guns strapped to a tin garbage can,
no toilets.
That'll be the show for you. You can
No
check that
toilets.
one out on Sunday, 8 p.m. ET and midnight, or what's the UTC time for that?
Better be midnight UTC.
Yep.
Midnight UTC. Yep. Okay, there we go. Yep. So 8 p.m.
And
ET,
tell them who our
midnight
special
UTC.
guest will be.
Special guest will be Fast Cart. I'm just kidding. It's Fast Cart and Colradi, but also special guest will be Paul Shelley on that one, and Unique will also be there. So if you're a big fan of Astropub will be around. And if you're a big fan of Fast Cart's jokes, you'll not want to miss that.
No, that'll make people turn out. No, the Astropub, he's the draw. Point him out.
Sabotaging the episode. I'm just kidding. No.
We're gonna
I
give
bet you
Colorado
Brad
that
Abby.
job, keeping FC under control.
I'll try.
I mean, he said it before. No one controls him.
Yeah, no, he's
There you go.
people control me if anything. And join us next Thursday, every Thursday, for Soul Talk. That's this show on YouTube.com. Oh, the Drake show will be on our Twitch channel, so twitch.tv/SoulCitizen. But on next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Friday 1 a.m. UTC, there's Soul Talk. We talk what's going on in the Star Citizen community. We cover ISC, sometimes SCO, and what's going on in the common space, basically. So thank everybody for that. I want to thank everybody for, before we get to that, I also had a Flight to Rhythm episode last week on the People's Radio. Hopefully Kusanagi can link that thing on there, but it's like R&B.
Maybe.
Click on that link.
Yep. And this week,
Man, he's so fast on that.
this week, DJ Dark Knight will be premiering his show that was performed live on June 18th at Wally's Bar.
What? Okay.
Premiering the show that was performed there, live performance by DJ Dark Knight.
Yo, that's exciting.
And that's on the People's Radio?
That it will be on the People's Radio this Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. East, 10 p.m. UTC, and then also 10 a.m. UTC, 4 a.m. Central Time.
Are you sure it's not
if
5
you are
p.m.
available.
Central Time?
4 p.m. as far as I know.
Man, I don't know.
I know that we
I live
are
in
6
Central, that's all I know.
hours from 6 hours from UTC, so I think it's
Okay.
4.
Because I thought it
But
was
of course,
like, I thought it was
daylight
an hour-
savings time.
an hour after my show the next day. So that's why I was asking. All right.
So
yeah,
that's a
check them
special
out.
one. First time that Dark Knight 75 DJ Dark Knight has performed in many years. So look forward to it.
Yeah, so y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, so I want to thank everybody for joining us. Admiral Kusanagi, Dark Knight 75, Fist Space, Kalvari, Potten Space, and I forgot his name, but he was in here for a little bit, but he didn't get a chance to speak. So if you want to come back next time, Tom?
I think it was Doc Holiday.
Yeah, Doc Holiday, and we
Yeah,
had
Doc
Spartan
Holiday.
who was here
Doc
for a
Holiday.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had Spartan who was here for a bit.
So yeah, thank you for that. And also we have our reaction and review show on YouTube /Soul Citizen. So check that out. We haven't done a new one yet for this week. Our last one is on I think it was Avatar 2. So check that out.
Avatar 2, yep.
And don't forget, you can become a Soul Bro, Soul Sis, or Soul Mate by clicking the join button. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to help us out. We appreciate it. I guess that's it. Yep. Oh, don't forget to buy our merchandise. We sell shirts, mug, game pads, what have you. And the links should be down below. And yes, that's it. So I want to
And
thank
don't forget
everybody
us. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, social media too. So, but before I say the tagline, I just want to say it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Here we go.
That's what she said.
And on that sour note,
peace, love, and soul, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Adios,
Y'all
guys.
did it. Y'all did it. So.
Y'all did it right. Good night, everybody.